how to schedule my lives so that people can get advance notice, which is really helpful. Thank you for joining me tonight if you are joining me live, and thank you so much if you're catching this up on the replay. Tonight I'll be covering a sheet of A4 paper in some colours that I've challenged myself to, and I'll be using a new stamp set that's available as from today. And remind me to use the gold gilding flakes because I'd like to touch it up with gold gilding flakes, but I've got a feeling I'm going to forget, so just shout gold flakes. Let me just turn off. I get super organised and then I go and not turn off the notifications. All right, I'm going to try and call you up on another device as well. Make sure I've turned. Trouble is, when you start it, you've got to go through the adverts. So hello, nice to see you. Thank you so much for coming on. Okay, you can see my big head in the way. Let's get you turned around so I can show you what we're playing with tonight, and I can catch up on your comments. So I'm trying to fiddle around my stand so that you couldn't see it, so sorry, bear with me, it just needs to cooperate a little bit. Okay, so a little while ago I had set myself a colour challenge. Okay, now I can't see any comments. Just bear with me while I set this up. Aha, that's better. That's better. Get me in real time. Okay, I set myself a colour challenge to use all the colours in the Stampin' Up family, and I split them into colours. So today I'll be using crushed curry, mint macaron, old olive, cinnamon cider and Cajun craze. So I couldn't remember if I'd used this combination or not. I don't think I have, but sorry if I have. I really don't think I have because I can't remember doing it. Anyway, the look, I managed to rip my piece of paper by accident. So today is herbs and spices. Can anyone remember if I've done herbs and spices already? I don't think I have. Herbs and spices is today's mix of colours. So let me do a quick hello now to you. Oh, Cindy's got front row seats because she arrived early. Well done, Cindy. Kia ora, Angarad. Lovely to see you. Hi, Ellie. Hi there, Deborah. Deborah's early for change. Well done. You're also at the front row with Ellie. Hi, Mindy. Ellie's ordered the gilding flakes. Keep saying gilding flakes to me because I'm bound to forget. Hi there, Sheila. Lovely to have your company, and Steph and Audrey. So in front of me, it's difficult to see, but I have got a piece of Whisper White card. Now, Stampin' Up are changing the Whisper White card. It won't be Whisper White card anymore. It will be basic white because of the the manufacturers. Hi there, Pam. So if you're appearing slightly fuzzy on the screen, can I just, before I start, the tip is if you tap your screen and find the 3 dots, and then if you go to the quality settings here, I usually change it to 360, which works for me, and just have a play with the different settings, and suddenly, if you're finding it was blurry before, it's suddenly clearer on screen. So just a great tip because it's been so handy learning that. The other tip I want to say, with those of you who have seen this kind of method before where you stamp all over one sheet, I have in the background been practicing first. I've had some scrap paper and I've been giving this a go first. So don't feel that sometimes, you know, we can do this and it works out perfectly. I do like to try and test out some theories. So I'm using the Enjoy the Moment stamp set, which is full of seed pods. Lovely, it lends itself to autumn colours really. And although I would like to use this set in non-autumnal colours, I'm doing it because of my colours that I'm using tonight. Now I am going to do something with this One Sheet Wonder, but I'm not going to do it tonight. All will be revealed later. Okay, should we get stamping? So my first colour is crushed curry. Now when I stamp, I do tend to like to start in the top left corner. I just feel that's a comfortable area for me. And when I thought about this design, I thought about the idea of a flower and a flower arrangement. So that's where I'm kind of working with it. So I'm wanting to do an arrangement, and again with these one sheet wonders, I do tend to work in a diagonal. I mean, there are other things you can do, but if you are wanting to do this, oops, I did that wrong, but never mind, let's just go with it. I stamped the stronger colour in the middle before, but that's okay, let's just fix that because I was too busy talking. Yeah, some of you have probably seen this technique before but never have tried it, and you're a bit scared to know where to start, but please just try and pick up the tips that I'm giving you. Now the other thing is, I would say start on half a sheet. If a whole sheet like this overwhelms you and you think it would be a waste in case you go wrong, start with half a sheet. There's no hard and fast rule to doing this, and it's just really therapeutic just to get stamping. Now I am going to leave this corner because it turns into quite a big display by the time I'm finished. So if you imagine that that's the kind of start of my flower arrangement, the centerpiece, and then I go on to add some foliage. So if you notice, I am only inking up the leaf part and missing out the stem deliberately because I don't want that to feature in the whole area of my work. So I stamped twice. This is a nice dark colour. We've got Old Olive. So I'm positioning this leaf so it's in the centre, and then I can go in and stamp again. The other thing to bear in mind is that the colour slightly fades. So the colour might come on dark initially, but give it some time to dry, and then it will kind of not fade, it just dries. Good morning, Vicky from Australia. I hope you enjoyed yourself. A lovely birthday, Vicky. And so lovely to see you, Kay. How are you? Ellie says, I've practiced on a piece of copy paper first, especially if you don't want to. I mean, this Whisper White is beautiful paper to stamp on because it's so smooth and it takes the ink so nicely. But if you don't want to be wasting your nice paper, then yeah, by all means, copy paper is perfect. And like I've shown you today, I've just used some scrap paper. Excuse me. Now, I have stamped off, so I will get a line if I stamp back on, but it's bearable. So I'm going to pretend that there would have been a flower up here and just print that in the corner there. And I might do the same thing here, I think. So you want a continuation of your pattern. Okay, so that was Old Olive. Okay, next I'm going to come in with this one because it's quite a big stamp. Now, disclaimer, my Cajun craze is a very dodgy. It's a bit strange. I keep re-inking it, but I just think I need to buy a new ink pad. It's very old and it does a funny squishy thing, but I'm going to try and use it tonight. Again, I didn't really want that whole big stem in my picture, so I'm just going to use the poppy heads. Oh, Christine had her first play with the gilded flakes and using the art gallery. Do you know, I was so tempted to get that lovely art gallery set, but I resisted. And it's so nice seeing people play with it and enjoy it. And I think I will still resist for the minute. Well, we shall see what happens. So basically, once you've got your pattern, I've got to be careful because this is quite glossy. You can just repeat it. So I'm just checking to see if I could maybe fit one more there. And then the same with the leaves. So let me do, I'm a bit worried that that's going to, let's put that underneath it. There we go. So you just got to pretend as if, you know, what you would see on the other side. So the poppies probably would, poppy seed heads would probably make an appearance there and there. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. Audrey said her Cajun went funny too. Yeah, it's not a colour that I use often, but when I do need it, I go, oh yeah, that's the dodgy one. Hi there, Ruth. Did you sneak in? I didn't see you. Are you talking to... Did Ruth come in? Hi Cindy, nice to see you. Okay, so next I'm going in with, I'm going to just shut this one, cinnamon cider. And we're going to do some loopy-loos. These lovely pom-pom. Oh, Vicky, you sweetheart, thank you. Thank you so much. So if you're wondering what Vicky's just done, she's super chatted, which is that dollar button in the chat, which should be available to all if you wanted to. No pressure, I'm not just commenting, because some people don't know what things are, so I'm just explaining. But just to say at this point, if people do want to support me financially and want to give, and maybe can't order from me but would love to support me financially, then PayPal is a good way forward for that, and the details should be in my description. Absolutely no pressure, it's just a by the way comment, because people may want to know. You may not, but I've just told you. It's a bit awkward talking about money, isn't it? But you know, it's the fact is it's there if people want to use it, because people have kindly used that option. So, and thank you. Now I'm going to go slightly off piste to my, and this is the great thing, after you've trialed stuff, you can then change it up. So it's not this one, I was kind of going a little bit more for this, but I am going to change it up because I want the balance of the poppies to be on this side. I'm going to use my Cajun craze with these. Oops, I didn't expect that to happen. I wasn't expecting the stalk to stamp, but never mind. I'm going to use the Cajun craze on this side. And it's amazing when you repeat the pattern, how it all sort of fits together. It's quite fun. And you don't have to think about it. Once you've designed the first one, you don't have to kind of think about it. So, is that okay if you had some sad news over Christmas, did I see? Oh, this COVID has got no discrimination, has it? It seems to be affecting a lot of people. Sorry to hear that, Kay. Right, now the colour I've not used yet is Mint Macaron, and I want to make sure that he makes an appearance in the life of my picture. And I thought I'm going to use this as just, you know, like a little sort of floaty seeds. So I do want a little bit of white space because we have got gold gilding to come. So I'd love to do this in some different colours, like I said, and just go non-autumnal. But the reason why I'm going for autumnal, shall I tell you, is because I've got a new member of my team that joined today, and I'm going to turn this into her welcome team gift because I like doing one sheet wonders as team gifts. So that's what will be eventually chopped up and made into something. Right, all that's missing is a couple of things. I do feel the need for a little bit of stenciling, and don't forget to remind me about the gold gilding flakes. Yes, Miss Ellie, I know that you like autumnal colours, and it happened to fall into my challenge colours, so I've done well. What am I looking for? Something stencily. What do I want to use? I've got a bit of the succulent stencil here, or actually somewhere I had the dragonfly ones out. What have I done with them? Here they are. I could just use this stencil. I don't want the dragonflies to get lost, so I'm going to use this. Yeah, keep reminding me about the gold. Ellie, you voted for the dragonflies. You have spoken, so I'll I will do the dragonflies. Let's find a brush. Maybe cinnamon cider, something nice and earthy. Right, what colour's closest to... Look at my brushes. I've got, oh, my lovely brushes. Better use a Stampin' Up brush, haven't I? Okay, I think maybe a hint of cinnamon cider. Is heat and stick available now? Was it... Now, because the new catalogue has gone live and some things get sold out quite quickly because demonstrators get hold of it, and although they forecast these things, they do sometimes sell quicker. So Ellie said that she ordered it today and it wasn't out of stock. Steph said she put an order in today, but she's expecting it at the end of the month. So I think it's a matter of trying it and seeing. Whoops, I smushed. Let's try that again. Now just go gently. When you've used these, they're not stencils, they're, what are they? These laser cut papers. When you've used them a few times, they obviously will weaken because you're weakening the fibres in it. So just bear that in mind when you use them. Go gently. Can everyone see all right? There we go. Let's lower you down. So can I just say welcome if you're new to my channel. I am live at the moment, so you can use the chat facility to talk and join in. You'll get a warm welcome if you're happy to say hello and a friendly person and not a troll. Okay, so I'm going to fill in this white space a bit because I quite like the look of this across the paper is thin, but it's sturdy. I know that sounds a little bit of a cliche, but there we go. Hi there, Christine. Hi there. I can never pronounce your name very well, so I'm just going to call you Vanderbeek, if that's okay. I tried to pronounce it last time and I feel like I failed, so... So this is turning into quite a full sheet. Hopefully it's not too OTT. But like I said, remember, when you cut things up, they look very different. I like the idea of filling in the gaps with this kind of stenciling, as if like there's like this double layer going on. It's fun. Oh, that's frustrating when you order something twice, or I've certainly done that before. I've been so confident in my order, and then I've gone and realised I've ordered it double, or oh, that is frustrating. I feel your pain, Christine. The great thing about stenciling is you can see through, so you can pick and choose where you want to do the stencils. I should have done the others. Oh no, the other side is still white. See, the amount of times I've used this and it's still going. It's great. Don't forget to do your edges, because when you cut it down, sometimes you might think that you want to miss the edges, but that's so pretty. I like it. Let's just bring you up a bit. Can you guys see that? Wow, what a difference it makes. Okay, so guess what? Gold gilding flakes time. I'm going to put my heater on because if you have a heat tool, it's just helpful to get the tool running for a bit of heat. I'm just looking to see what I want to use, whether I want to just use this stamp set or whether I'm going to branch out to another stamp set. And I think I might stick with this. I want hints of gold. I don't want it all sort of all covered up my whole stamping. Ellie says she always creates a spreadsheet for her orders. I did try that, but I end up changing it all at the last minute. very organised. Yes, you've got, I think, is it a 14-day window if there's something wrong with your order? So I'm just having a little think about what I want to put on my, whether we, that's quite small. I think let's stick to the stamps. I like the idea of these floating, bits of gold of that, and maybe a bit of this. But we could be here for a little while. Just saying. Okay. So I need, where's it gone now? Oh dear. There's my first mark. There you are. You're there all along, aren't you? Okay. So this is heat embossing, if you're new to heat embossing. This is an embossing buddy which has got, I call it house dust. It's not really, it's actually fairy dust. I'm rubbing it over my sheet of paper because this just takes away any of the grease that might be on my fingers that sometimes transfers onto paper. So if you even rub it on your fingers, it just helps with the stickiness. So the next bit you're going to have to just bear with me because it's a bit of a process. I need, what do I need? I've got a scrap piece of paper, I'm going to have to use it. I usually have some scraps of paper. Okay, so let's go for the sycamore. So I'm going to have these kind of, I want them falling in my picture. Now I can't see what I'm doing, so I might just have to. Oh, this is a bit tricky doing a whole sheet like this because I can't see where I'm going. It just about catches the light. Right, I'm going to do this and then I'm going to do the seeds afterwards because it's too much to cope with otherwise. Where's my powder? Where's my powder? Heating stick is what I'm looking for. Okay, the Versamark ink does stay wet for quite some time. Now this powder is a lot, I've got to be careful not to breathe on it, it is a lot finer than the embossing powder, so just bear that in mind. Just going to be brave and just do this. And I hope that it will stick to the places that I want it to stick. It's really fine, so don't go blowing over it. And look, almost filled my pot up again. It's amazing, isn't it? You use quite a little. Right, you might want to turn down your volume. I am going to whack up the heat gun and put it underneath the microphone. But what you've got to remember is that creating is a process. So it doesn't just happen automatically. It's about adding, it's about seeing what works and developing an idea. And sometimes things don't work out, but it's all part of the learning curve. Just notice a big blob of powder over here, which I waft. Okay, so here come the flakes. This is going to be interesting. So the gold gilded flakes are packed into this, so just be careful. I've got a box here that I tend to use to brush off my flakes with, and every time I open it, it wafts out and I forget. So I'm just going to lift it up a little bit, and I'm just going to get my flakes. How are we going to do this? Who knows? Let's do half of the page at a time. So there's a whacking great big bit of flake there, which is perfect. Because I've put the powder on, I can roughly see where I need to put the flakes, and that powder has now turned sticky, so it adheres that the flake adheres to where it is sticky. So you could just use your finger to rub it on if you want as well. Now the flakes will get smaller the more you use them. Just seeing if I went anywhere else. Oh, that's a point. Thank you, Sheila. She said, don't put your jar on this sticky. I'd be in trouble then, wouldn't I? Okay, so I'm just going to do half the page, I think. Making sure that it's stuck down. And then I like to give it a rub with my finger, because this just helps to just also check if I've missed any spots. Don't know what's gone on here. Don't think I quite did something there. But don't think that I did properly. Let's put this down. Oh no, breathing. Stop breathing. Everybody just stop breathing a second. Okay, we're going to open my box slowly. No wafting. Need a mask for this, don't I? See, I can save all this for another project if I'm careful. I'm going to shake the excess in here. This is not for the faint-hearted or the OCD cleaner. And then I get my dedicated sponge, and you can just sponge over the area that we've laid those flakes down. And if there's a bit you missed, you can go back. Okay, you see that touch of gold? Subtle but nice. Okay, let's turn him round and do the other side. Well, I've got to find the sticky bits now. It's easy just to put the bigger flakes on. One there. There's a bit there. There's a bit there. There's a bit there. It's like feeling your way in the dark. There's a bit there. Have I missed any? Okay. It's so light. It's like the no, this isn't edible, but it's like that kind of thing. It's like those edible gold flakes. So like I said, this is a process, so I'm sorry if you're watching this on replay, you might want to speed it up. But for those of you live, this is real action. Live action. Okay, I'm feeling the need for, rather than fussing around with the small, look, the flakes, do they just go everywhere? Just be prepared for that, okay? Don't say I didn't warn you. I want to have like a big, bold statement leaf. Let's put the lid on this before I really get myself into trouble. Yeah, a stipple brush will work. I'm thinking like some big, should we do some of these big poppy images would be nice, wouldn't they? Okay, let's get the heat tool on again. Oh, hi Gina, sorry you missed it. Okay. I want to have some big bold statement pieces going on. Now this stamp is quite gappy, for want of a better word. So obviously if you've got like a solid image, it will cling to the solid areas. So this is the heat and stick powder we just used. If you missed that the first time round, you can collect it up like glitter. I'm just going to spread it over the second half of the page. Got a bit of gold leaf in there. I'm glad a grubby crafter. Right, I'm going to whiz the heat tool. Put your volumes down. Thank you, Vicky. It was a very last minute decision to make those, but it's quite a fun way to use the DSP, I thought. So, I want to heat my heat and stick powder. That'd be no good, wouldn't it? So thank you for sticking with me. If you're not already subscribing to my channel, you can catch my crafty videos and my lives. I'm part of a couple of video hops if you like those sort of challenge things to watch. And I'm hoping to get back into my Bible journaling this year also, so watch this space. So if that's your kind of cup of tea, please subscribe. And if you hit the bell, that will give you notifications of when I do come on live and if I've loaded any videos. Angarad is asking, do the flakes come in silver and copper? Stampin' Up are only selling the gold at the moment. Oops, there's some more powder on my paper. Wow, has it stayed there? I know you can get silver and copper and kind of mixed gold leaf. Whether they'll come out with some more, who knows? I'm going to try and maybe reuse some of this. On my box and not breathe on it. What are the chances? Just going to rub my hand all over and see where it sticks. Whoa! I nearly tipped him up. Well, that's a big chunk. Oh, it's so much fun. It's like being a kid again. A kid in a sweet shop, but with less calories. Now, I don't know if I heated this up long enough. Some of it is not as sticky as other bits. It's a good thing about crafting. It's like a guilty pleasure without the calories. Okay, have I covered everywhere? The new Stampin' Up one is just gold. This is just gold, gilded flakes. I know Ellie says, at least we have masks available, we've not got no excuse. Okay, let's see what our results are. So you might think that you're rubbing off all the gold. That's not the case at all. It's rubbing off the excess and seeing what sticks and what doesn't. So this kind of gold gilding just gives it that kind of really luxury look to your work. And this reminds me of, you know, when you gold gilded fruit pictures, like that kind of. So this is stuck in some places and not in others, which gives it this really cool effect. I think I didn't put enough, it's not enough flakes, not enough heat and stick or something. Oh my word. You missed what just happened. I've put the thing went poof at the side like a unicorn fart. I had like gold dust coming out everywhere. Okay. Let's have a look. So this is lovely and subtle. It's kind of like that kind of vintage. Yes, thank you, Angarad. Like, oh, klimt. Oh, I say. It has a really kind of subtle effect. Now, I could probably go a bit more and rub this, but I just love the way it's kind of picked up just little bits of that stamp. It's probably not the most ideal stamp to use for this particular, for gold gilding, but, you know, like I said, there's no kind of right or wrong, is there? It's just that kind of fact that it's picked up on a bit of the gold. Ellie says she has some old-fashioned serving dishes with fruit on and gold edges that she had for a wedding present. Does it remind you of that? Oh, great fun. Lovely. So like I said, I'm not going to cut this up at the moment. I'm going to have a think about how I want to chop it. So I'm not going to do that right now. Any more? Let's just have a little think about if there's anything else. I do feel the need for maybe a few more little specks, but I think I will stop with this one. How are we doing on the old timeage? Half an hour, is that all? That's quite good for me. Shall we do something a bit completely different? Do you know what I might do? I might stop this video. Sorry, I'm just giving you a bit of warning. I might stop this video and then restart and see if we could do maybe a quick dragonfly one-sheet wonder, if anyone's up for that. I feel like I'm not finished yet. I want to do a bit more. So, and explore that lovely stenciling with the dragonfly. So if you're up for it, please come back. I'm going to stop this video so that it keeps it separate from having both videos rolled into one. So if people think they're watching one thing and then have another, then it'll be a bit confusing. Does that make sense? So if you want to still stick around and come back, please do. Don't forget to subscribe so you can come back to me and hit the bell. And let's do another one. I'm just gonna capture and put on any missed comments. I don't think I have. Okay, so please come back, and I'd love to see you again in just literally a minute. Like, I've just got to set up the video, maybe clear down my desk just like a tad, and I want to choose some bright colours. I want something nice like magenta and stuff like that. A little bathroom break. See you in literally a couple of minutes. Come back, okay? And I'll see what else we can make, covering a whole sheet. Oh, Barbie just missed this one, but she'll come back and see the next one. Well done, Barbie. Great stuff. Take care. See you in a mo.